That was fun. Excuse the mess, halfway through a build, but want to show you something cool. Now, if you want to know why I haven't been doing so many videos these days, it's because I've been hooning around on these bad boys. If you're like me, you're a cyclist, you love anything fast on wheels, and you've probably even never considered getting an e-skateboard. That was me up until about 3 or 4 months ago, and now I'm in love. The concept is fairly simple, take a skateboard, take a longboard, slap a couple of motors on it, and yeah, good to go. So obviously you stand on the board and then use the remote to accelerate and brake and then steer it as you would a normal skateboard. And now, just like bikes, they come in all different shapes and sizes depending on the terrain and what kind of riding you want to do, etc. So I kind of have the two opposite ends of the spectrum right here. I've got the Meepo Shuffle S, which is kind of like a small light board that's great for commuting or just chilled out rides. Easy to carry around and not so fast that it'll scare you. I mean, the two 540 watt motors can still get you up to a speed of like 46 k's an hour, so no slouch. But then on the other side of the spectrum here, we have the Meepo Hurricane. Now, this thing is kind of like a gravel bike of e-skateboards in that it can do on-road and off-road if you change the wheels and tires. At the moment, I have it in like all-terrain mode with these chunkier tires. But this is also like top of the line. So you've got a full carbon fiber deck and two 3,500 watt motors. Yes, two 3,500 watt motors. And now if you're thinking two 3,500 watt motors, that sounds ridiculous, you'd be right. This thing is savage. It rips off the line like a Tesla and will just keep pushing you all the way to over 50 k's an hour. Which, let me tell you, on a board feels twice as fast as on a road bike. Next time you're doing 50 k's an hour on your road bike, try to stand up on the pedals and take your hands off the bars and see how you feel. Yeah, it's an adrenaline rush for sure. Now, why do I think that e-skateboards are the perfect crossover for any cyclist? Well, I just think there's a whole bunch in common. So, number one, as a cyclist, we already know the cool roads to ride, the cycle paths and the trails and all that stuff. When you get one of these boards, you can ride the same roads again and it just totally changes the experience. So you have the same old cycle paths that you're always doing and they get a bit boring. Ripping them up on this totally changes it up. Second reason, and the reason that I'm pretty into it these days, is for rest day commutes. So these days I'm getting into polarized training, which basically means on your training days go super hard, but on your rest days go super easy. Now on my rest days, traditionally I'd commute by bike, but again, you start half-wheeling someone, or you have to sprint for a light, or there's a hill, and it's supposed to be a rest ride, but it never is. And the upshot is that your rest days aren't really rest days. Now on these things, obviously e-powered, you just stand on it, it is a rest day. The Shuffle here has a range of up to 28 kilometers. It's lightweight, so I can just put it in my office. 28 kilometers for me is enough to go to work and back, but if it wasn't, I could charge it in my office anyway. The Hurricane has a range of 70 kilometers on a charge, so that's enough for everyone's commute, I think. The softer wheels on this do make it nicer for longer commutes, but again, you'd be fine on either. The third reason I think these are great for cyclists, though, is just that they're so much fun. As cyclists, we get so obsessed with bikes and just every day thinking about bikes and your FDP and how to shave grams off your build. It's just nice just to grab something that isn't a bike and just have fun on wheels. So talking about these two boards in front of me, like I say, this one here is the Shuffle S. It's kind of like the go-to option if you're just getting into it, less than $500. They ship it to your door. It's got enough speed and range to put a smile on your face, but still easy to walk around with, charge it in your office, etc. On the other hand here, the Meepo Hurricane, as I said earlier, is just an absolute beast. The speed is crazy. It's super capable on-road or off-road. I'm personally only scratching the surface of what this thing can do. On one of my first rides on it, I was doing 45 k's an hour when I got a speed wobble and bailed. A nasty cut on my knee, so yeah, don't get cocky. Start slow and work your way up, and always wear protection. You wouldn't ride your bike without a helmet, so don't ride these without a helmet and some pads. I actually met Meepo because they're basically the Winspace of the e-skate world. The same way that Winspace is trying to bring top tier performance down to affordable price, that's also Meepo's jam. So We share some resources and we share some knowledge when it comes to e-commerce and stuff. And yeah, we both just love each other's products. Anyway, I'm not going to go too deep into it in this video. I just think that e-skateboards are probably something you've never considered before. But they're a super cool mode of transport, and I think almost every cyclist would love one. I think it's a cool brand making a cool product, and I really just want to share it with you guys. I'm not shelling these, you know, I've genuinely been riding these for 3 months already. You know, you can see the scars on the Hurricane. I'm passionate about these things, and I just wanted to share them with you. Like, there'll be some links down below. They often have some sales too. There's a Black Friday sale on at the moment, I think, which has some crazy deals, like up to $500 off, something crazy. But you know, check the links down below, go do some research, watch some other YouTube videos. There's professional e-skateboard reviewers out there who can tell you more too. But yeah, if you do go over and pick one of these up, be sure to tell them China Cycling sent you, okay? Okay, China Cycling, out.